Good morning, everyone. This is Jim Hamill coming to you live here from Hawley, Pennsylvania, the site of the second of only a handful of Semiquincentennial bells, bronze bells, that are marking the 250th anniversary of the birth of this great nation, the United States of America. We are live again here on PTN for the duration of this great ceremony at the Hawley Silk Mill. This historic big bluestone structure behind me here dates back well over a century and has a great story to tell about the American story and the immigrant women and children who conducted a lot of labor here to help fuel that Industrial Revolution all those years ago. And now that Semiquincentennial Bell over my right shoulder here will be dedicated here in just a few short minutes. Of course, America 250 PA is the organization that has been planning events all throughout the years leading up to 2026. Of course, that's the 250th anniversary of 1776, when this nation was founded, declared independence from Great Britain, and of course now we have this great, exciting bell to dedicate here after many, many months. We told you about this bell back in February of this year when they announced that it would be coming here to the Hawley Silk Mill, and ever since then, this space over my right shoulder here has been developed into a bell location where that will now sit and reside for decades and centuries to come, marking the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. So we've got a lot of great speakers and dignitaries on hand here today at the Silk Mill right in Hawley, in the town here where the Silk Mill had churned out many textiles and of course silk for generations previously, but now the Silk Mill is made up into a bunch of shops. Lackawanna College has some classroom space here. There's a fitness place inside, an art gallery, and so much more inside this historic structure here, as well as Cocoon Coffee Shop right outside here next to the bell, where you can get some great coffee and some snacks as well. That's where the cocoons were, and the silkworms used to make a lot of that silk way back over a century ago here at the Silk Mill. So we're very excited here. We're just kind of waiting with bated breath as a lot of the dignitaries get into place here to begin this ceremony, which should be about a 20-minute time frame. We've got the Wallenpaupack area marching band here today as well to bring in this wonderful dedication of this bell. At about 11:15 was the go time, but we're starting to kind of wait now for a little bit of time. There's Christine with Senator Brown's office. We've got all sorts of folks in place for this beautiful day and a beautiful setting for this unveiling. This bell was manufactured in Philadelphia, of all places, and it is a replica of the bicentennial bell gifted by the Queen of England to the United States back in 1976. And so there have been only one other bell dedicated here in this big effort to bring about a handful, about a half dozen of these bells throughout the Commonwealth. The first was in Susquehanna County at the Dennis Farm, which is the longest run and privately owned and African-American owned farm here in the Commonwealth. Now the Silk Mill is site number 2 for this Liberty Bell replica and the Bicentennial Bell replica here. It's got engraved a very powerful statement on it, recognizing all that wonderful contributions that were made by women and children here at the Silk Mill 125 years ago, when it was known as the Belmont Mill. So Cassandra Coleman with the America 250 PA has just taken the podium, and I'm going to step aside and bring you the rest of the program. Please enjoy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early would so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave, brave.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you. You can be seated. Thank you for joining us today here at the Hawley Silk Mill in Wayne County. I am Cassandra Coleman, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of America 250 PA, which is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's commission that was charged with planning and coordinating all of the programming, projects, and events around the 250th anniversary of the United States in 2026. America 250 PA has a mission of engaging every Pennsylvanian in every county as we strive to make 2026 epic, as we educate, preserve, innovate, and celebrate all of the contributions of Pennsylvania and Pennsylvanians to the nation over the last 250 years. We are very proud of the strong foundation that we have built over the last 6 years since the commission was created. Our work, this impactful, important work, wouldn't be possible without the support of so many. And in addition to those who you'll hear from on the program today, we have representatives of local, county, and state offices. I'd like to recognize Tony Herzog from Senator Lisa Baker's office. Tony, thank you for being here. And I'd like to recognize Christine Bush from Senator Rosemary Brown's office. So Christine, thank you for being here as well. In addition, I want to recognize the Wayne County Commissioners, Jocelyn Kramer and James Shook. Thank you for being here. The Pike County Commissioners, Matt Osterberg and Ron Schmalzy. Thank you for being here. Hawley Borough Representatives, Mayor John Nichols and Council Vice President Elaine Herzog. Thank you. And I'd also like to recognize a few additional special guests we have with us here today. So how about our band? So thank you to the Wallenpaupack Area Band. Thank you for being here. We have Paul McNoskey from the Department of Community and Economic Development. Thank you for being here, Paul. We have Barb Groper and members of the Wayne chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you for all of your support. We also have Lizzie Bresnay, our America 250 PA ambassador here. Thank you for being here, Lizzie. And America 250 PA is made up of 24 appointed members and 15 ex officio members. One of those ex officio members is the Colonel of the Pennsylvania State Police. And I have to say, we are doing events almost every day across the Commonwealth in all 67 counties, and it is absolutely, we are so appreciative of the work of the Pennsylvania State Police as well as our local law enforcement. They allow us to put these events on. They allow us to do this safely. So please, a round of applause for our law enforcement here today. And we also want to take this time to recognize the generosity of the presenting sponsor for the America 250 PA Semiquincentennial Bell here at the Hawley Silk Mill, Settlers Hospitality, of which you will hear from Justin Genslinger shortly. So a round of applause for them. And last recognition, we would like to just thank our transportation partner for the day, Time Away Transportation, for getting everyone here from the parking place. So thank you so much. So the America 250 PA Semiquincentennial Bells aim to highlight untold stories here in the Commonwealth, but not only highlight. How do we recognize and permanently lock into history remarkable stories that were left out of the history books through this opportunity of this milestone anniversary? I have known the Genslingers for many, many years and know how important uplifting this community is to them. They are always there to support. And we also know how much Mr. Genslinger loves history and talking about the remarkable history that exists here. So when they reached out after attending our first Semiquincentennial Bell dedication at the Dennis Farm with this story, we immediately knew that this was the place for the next one. I am honored to be able to stand here today and look out and see this beautiful permanent Semiquincentennial bell, a bell that will in fact lock the story of grit and perseverance of immigrants, primarily women and children, who forged the nation during the Industrial Revolution. Let's give that a round of applause. And it is now my honor to introduce to you my friend, Justin Genslinger, CEO of Settlers Hospitality. Justin?
Beautiful day in Hawley, Pennsylvania today. Thanks all for being here. So Cassandra doesn't get off easy, but thanks for the introduction. She and I have been friends long before her work with America 250. And I must say that when we heard about not only the project, but that she was going to be leading the effort, we basically said, this is something we have to be a part of. And it wasn't that hard to persuade her. Although she did say, well, you're going to have to raise $250 for the bell and whatever it costs you to build the site. And we said, well, we think we can do that. Election years made it a little bit challenging, but I'll have a few remarks for our sponsors in a minute. But Cassandra has never started anything without hitting it out of the park. This woman does it right. And with Therese, Leo, and the rest of the team, let's recognize the work that these people are putting in for years. So this also, the first time we heard about this project and broke ground on it in May of 24 was the 15th year of this revitalization project in Hawley, where we closed on the building in May of 2009. I think that's 15 years. But anyway, so it's been a long story, and I think this is the crowning achievement to really cap it off as a community gathering spot and the hub that this site has served at for well over 100 years. We got together and had a little family meeting and said, do we think we can pull this off? So, well, we're going to have to divide and conquer. So Dad immediately volunteered for the history committee. Mom reluctantly but volunteered to sign up to help twist arms and raise money with myself and Tom Lamb. And we called back our friend Nick Schneider from Bolin Szewinski Jackson, who was the architect on this whole site years ago, to do the design and then lead the construction team, where Grimm Construction, our partner Rob and his wife Carla, have been tremendous supporters and partners. And so they've been overseeing the physical lift, along with a lot of others. And our man Norm on facilities with Settlers Hospitality have almost finished the project. So, but before this holiday season, it will be done, and it's pretty darn close right now. So thank you for everybody on the project team who has put in the effort to be here, and I just want to recognize them. And unfortunately, nothing in life is free. So, you know, we volunteered for the site and said, well, if we can't raise it, we're going to have to come up with a way to write it. But fortunately, if you look around this parking lot, patio, tent, there are a lot of community stakeholders here. And nearly all of you have contributed in some way to making this possible. In particular, a few have donated things like $25,000 or more, many of which are our family members. cousin DBT, David Tolson, here today. Thank you. My Uncle John Schumann and Aunt Cindy, also business partners for life. Thank you. My parents, on behalf of our whole family, my parents, my wife Heather and I, and my sisters, thank you.
Brian!
At least I didn't trip on it. And then also, Grim Construction has not only been doing the work, but it also served as a generous sponsor, as of AM Skyer Insurance and Henry and Eve Skyer. So Rob, Carla, Henry, Eve, thank you very much. And our newest business partner in town, and also largest individual sponsor with us on this project, is Northwell Health, which many of you will be hearing more about them in the future. But they kicked in $100,000 today as they open the first urgent care or primary care center in Pike County. Joelle and Barry are here today. Thank you on behalf of the team, and welcome to town because your services are needed and appreciated. So there's some significance to this project. I'll just take one more minute. We are here for the 250th birthday of the country, which is 140 years or more after this building, where there was a fire in 1884, 140 years ago, and this entire community came out to rebuild this site in 10 months. And I think I'm getting that right, Beth. But it was the community stakeholders, along with the workers and townspeople, that came up to save the mill. We'd like to think we've given it a new life, and today those community stakeholders have sponsored this event where we can celebrate our country, and more importantly, this area's contribution to it. So in the Industrial Revolution times, it was coal-powered, it was women and children working in the mill, largely immigrants. It was their husbands and fathers chiseling this bluestone so that we could ship glass, textiles, and other things to the cities of New York, Philadelphia, and alike. And it was an economic development story then, and it's an economic development story now. So thank you all for being here. I would like to say, on a celebratory note, in a couple of years, we're going to look forward to having a party for this country's 250th birthday, which happens to be the same year as Lake Walpolpac's 100. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Justin. So America 250 PA is blessed to have the continued support of Governor Josh Shapiro, who serves as one of our America 250 PA co-chairs, along with all 5 former governors and our chairman, Patrick Burns. And here today, representing the governor's office, is Drew Popish, who will deliver special greetings from Governor Shapiro. Drew?
She used to also introduce me as her friend too, but I showed up a minute late today, so I have a feeling she feels differently now. So hi everyone, Drew Popish, Northeast Regional Director for Governor Josh Shapiro. I like to say I'm like the generic version of Josh Shapiro, like you order him and then this is what comes in the mail, so sorry about that, you got me. But it's my honor to be here to represent him today, and I'm just going to read some words that he had written to present to you. So, greetings. It is my honor to recognize the Hawley Silk Mill for being selected to receive a Semiquincentennial Bell. Pennsylvania possesses a deep history and is enriched by places like this that have been dedicated to the preservation of that history for future generations. In 1881, the Hawley Silk Mill emerged at the height of the Industrial Revolution and served as a beacon of opportunity for Pennsylvanians. This establishment holds a significant place in history of women and immigrants in the workforce and is a testament to their entrepreneurial spirits, grit, and determination that has left a remarkable and timeless impact of the story of our Commonwealth. This milestone not only provides recognition for the trailblazing women and immigrants who helped forge our nation, but also for the individuals who have preserved their legacy, followed in the footsteps, and inspired excellence in others. The Hawley Silk Mill is a true gem with our Commonwealth and has been instrumental to the Pennsylvania successes through its exceptional service as a historical, educational, and cultural landmark. I commend the Hawley Silk Mill for their unwavering commitment for conserving our heritage for a better, brighter future, where every Pennsylvanian has the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. I am certain the Hawley Silk Mill will continue to represent Pennsylvania with great distinction for many years to come. As governor, and on behalf of all Pennsylvanians, I am honored to recognize the dedication of the Semiquincentennial Bell to the Hawley Silk Mill made by America 250 PA. Please expect my best wishes for continued success. Given under the hand and the seal of the governor, Governor Josh Shapiro. So thank you.
Thank you, Drew. I now have the pleasure of introducing you to America 250 PA ex officio commissioner and the Pennsylvania Auditor General, Tim DeFore.
You know, I have to say, what a Chamber of Commerce day. And it's without a doubt an honor to be here to celebrate the second installation of America 250 PA's Semiquincentennial Bell at Hawley's Mill. And I want to thank Settlers Hospitality for sponsoring the bell and your continued commitment to serving Pennsylvania's history. So thank you, Settlers. And the Semiquincentennial Bell we will unveil here today, it lifts up the untold stories of the women and children who worked here when the mill first opened in 1880. And it marks for all of us the role Pennsylvania played in our nation's history through innovation, advances in technology, and the ability to reinvent ourselves. As you can see through the vision of this particular community, Hawley's Mill is still the same economic heartbeat of Wayne County that it was back in 1881. It's helped grow our American story, first as a textile factory, as an antique center, and today as a hub for education, business, to arts, and entertainment. And through America 250 PA, we are sharing, sometimes for the very first time, histories and stories, and the people, like the ones that are here today, who are the fabric of not only Pennsylvania, but are the fabric of our nation's history. By doing this, by putting this bell here, we are teaching our children that history happens and history is taught both inside and outside the classrooms. And there is so much more to learn about our nation's history by telling some of the lesser known and unknown stories. And during the next 2 years, there will be so many ways for each of you, and I see a lot of you out there, each of you to get involved by volunteering in your community, volunteering for America 250 PA, celebrating your own local history, like the history we're celebrating today. So, I encourage each one of you to go on America 250's PA's website, go on the different social medias, share that information. And also, donations are also nice. Get involved. And it is without a doubt one of the pleasures of my role as Auditor General to be involved with America 250 PA. Because by serving, we are also helping to tell the story of Pennsylvania. We are helping to show how Pennsylvania became such an integral part in the founding of this great nation that we live in. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jenna. I also, before we get to our next speaker, I just want to give a special thank you as well to the Wayne County Community Foundation, who served as the coordinating entity. Let's give them a round of applause for this project. So thank you for all of your work. And I do see that another special guest arrived. So as I mentioned earlier, our first Semiquincentennial Bell was dedicated last year in June of 2023 at the Dennis Farm, which is the longest continuously owned African-American owned farm in the country, located here in the Commonwealth in Susquehanna County. And I do see that we have Denise Dennis and Lonnie Moore from the Dennis Farm Charitable Land Trust here with us. So thank you for being here to support our next bell. And now I would like to introduce you to Congressman Matt Cartwright.
Thank you, Cassandra. And General DeFore is right. It is a Chamber of Commerce day, and I've been working out how to take credit for it. But he gave me the idea because as the top appropriator in the United States House of Representatives on the Commerce, Justice, and Science Subcommittee, I'm the ranking Democrat on that, and we fund the Department of Commerce, which houses the National Weather Service. So I'm just saying. Well, what a great day, and what a terrific location for this. I want to give a couple of shout-outs. First of all, I want to thank the Wallenpaupack High School band. I got out of the car about 20 minutes ago, and the band struck up a stirring tune. I thought, man, I like being greeted like this. I also want to give a shout-out to my dear friend Therese Casey, who has thrown herself into this project. She's here. How about a round of applause for Therese Casey? So much of this is about tourism and local development, and somebody who hasn't been mentioned is a dear friend of mine. The head of the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, Chris Barrett, is here for this. Thank you for being here, Chris. And Justin Genslinger was he was bashful about his own role. He has been the spearhead of bringing Northwell Health into this part of northeastern Pennsylvania, which, as you know, too often has become a healthcare desert. And Northwell Health and Justin Genslinger are helping to turn that around. Today is a special day, and I'm thrilled that the America 250 PA Commission, spearheaded by our illustrious Governor Josh Shapiro, has chosen this historic borough of Hawley to become home of this semi-quincentennial bell. But behind that fancy semi-quincentennial word is a powerful story, one that brings to life the history of our communities, of our Commonwealth, of our nation. Again, thanks to Justin Genslinger, but all of the Genslingers, Grant, Jean, and Heather, for doing this, for the generosity. The Genslingers have been a lifeline in preserving this Hawley silk mill, and for that we are all incredibly grateful. I want to also give a heartfelt thank you to Governor Josh Shapiro, Patrick Burns, Cassandra Coleman, and everybody at America 250 PA for the important work you're doing in each of the 67 counties of our Commonwealth. And I can't think of a better community than ours here in Hawley, or a better place than the historic silk mill to be home to what you're going to see is a beautiful bell. The Hawley Silk Mill holds a special place in our hearts, and not just because it's the home of my congressional office in this area, up on the second floor in Suite 213. Originally known as the Belmont Silk Mill, this impressive structure was a vital part of our industrial history and has stood as a symbol of this community since 1880. It is still the largest laid bluestone building in the world, constructed by hand and once powered by the waters of the Pawpack Creek behind it. But its significance goes far beyond its size or its history as a factory. It's the stories of the people who worked here that are the truly remarkable things, especially the women who worked in this mill during the late 1880s. These women, often from overseas, were more than just workers. They were pioneers. They played a pivotal role in the labor movement, fighting for better working conditions, safer workplaces, child labor laws, and the right to education for everybody. In doing so, they didn't just fuel the Industrial Revolution, they helped build the foundation of a fairer, more just America. These women were part of a movement that transformed our nation and ensured that workers would have rights, protection, and a voice. And today, we continue to benefit from the battles fought right here at the Hawley Silk Mill, battles that shaped workers' rights and better working conditions for all Americans. That's why the America 250 PA initiative is so important. It's more than just commemorating a milestone year. It's about preserving and promoting the memory of those who shaped our communities, our Commonwealth, our country. So let's take a moment to recognize the significance of what's happening here today. As we unveil this bell, let us remember the generations of people, immigrants, workers, and everyday Americans who have shaped our nation right here in Wayne County and across northeastern Pennsylvania. Their legacy continues to live on in the hard work and community spirit that we are still known for today. Now, this is the Semiquincentennial, and many of us were alive at the bicentennial. And those of us who were, we've learned so much about our country in the last 50 years. Almost all of it good, almost all of it exceptional, almost all of it things that we will carry with us the rest of our lives. I'm here to tell you that with the installation of this Semiquincentennial Bell, we are showing that the beating heart of America continues to beat on proudly right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. I thank you all for joining us in this celebration and in this wonderful commemoration. Thank you all.
Thank you, Congressman. As a former borough mayor myself, walking into this role, it was so important to me to ensure that we had partnerships with localities and counties, but more importantly, that we recognized and we told those stories of the amazing communities that make up the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And America 250 PA is so proud to say that we were the first state in the nation to announce that we have all 67 counties who have passed a resolution becoming official partners to this effort. So thank you to all of our counties. And we are just so darn proud of those partnerships. And here with us today to speak on behalf of the Wayne County Commissioners is Jocelyn Kramer.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today, and thank you folks very much for inviting us to speak. This is an incredible day. I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of all three of you Wayne County Commissioners, Brian Smith, Jim Shook, and myself, Jocelyn Kramer, to just to be a part of this incredible ceremony and this little piece of history right here in Wayne County. Just so everybody remembers where we are right now, we're in Wayne County, all right? Got that, Ron? And Justin, when you got up and spoke about your family, that family meeting where you talked about, can we pull this off? I chuckle a little bit to myself because I know you and your family a little bit, and I don't know you to not pull anything off. So I want to thank you and the entire Settlers Hospitality family and the America 250 folks for all the work that went into this incredible day. So one more round of applause. So here in Wayne County, I just want to talk a very little bit about the next 250 years. What has happened here is remarkable. What will happen next is up to all of us. So when we're filled with an outdoor area filled with all kinds of people who make things happen in our community, we're going to dedicate this bell today, who will serve as a witness to the next 250 years. And we all might be a little biased, but I think this corner of the world, the community leaders in this corner of our world are remarkable. So in 250 years, I hope that we see a lot of what we're seeing today, which is neighbors helping neighbors. Good local elected officials, state officials who work well with each other. We have multiple diverse houses of worship all across this community, and this is a place where America is at its best, in my opinion. So I salute all of the sacrifice of our veterans for the last 250 years. I salute the sacrifices that are yet to be, and the incredible version of this country 250 years from now. So to that, I celebrate, and I'm glad to be here. I thank you all and encourage all of us to be a part of making the next 250 years even more remarkable. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now to speak on behalf of the Pike County Commissioners, we have Commissioner Ron Schmalzy.
When I saw where I was speaking on the program, I knew I had something on my hands, but not only is she dynamic and a close personal friend who would like to take shots as after telling us that we're in Wayne County, I have to adjust these microphones. So Jocelyn, grow up, please. I'm gonna segue into something just before I say a few words about today, and that's our commitment to From Northwell, and I don't think it can be recognized more. Your commitment is significant. I've become really, really, really close buddies with all the people at Northwell, and I'm a native like Justin is a native here, and we won't stop until it's done. So we won't stop, and your phone won't stop ringing until we have better health care here. Back to the program. It's my profound honor to follow my dear friend Jocelyn Kramer and all the speakers here today. And I want to be on behalf of the Pike County Commissioners, Matt Osterberg and Krista Caceres, but all of the people of Pike and Wayne County. When we go to events, there's 67 counties represented. There's no two counties that work together better than Wayne and Pike County. And I think even Jocelyn would say that. We also are so very, very lucky to have families like the Genslingers, families that understand how important our history is and how we must preserve it, but also improving the quality of life for the people that live here like myself and the people that visit here. As we stand here today in the presence of this remarkable replica of the Liberty Bell, we are reminded of the enduring power of symbols. The Liberty Bell is more than just a piece of history. It is a representation of freedom, unity, and resilience. Just behind me, just behind this grand building, is a beautiful set of falls that spill down from the Wallenpaupack. And yes, just on the other side of those falls and the other side of Lake Wallenpaupack is beautiful Pike County. And it starts its journey down the Wallenpaupack Creek to the Lackawaxen to the Delaware and all the way to Philadelphia. What a perfect spot for this event. What a perfect spot for this bell. At this time of uncertainty and individualism, let us be an example right here in this beautiful corner of Pennsylvania. Let us unite, use this beautiful bell placed on this historic site to reflect our past, celebrate our progress, and look forward to a future where liberty continues to flourish. Today and going forward, let us blur the borders that separate the counties, states, regions, and come together as one. Let us pause any thoughts, and this is a real hard one because when you go home tonight, you're going to have a boatload of flyers in your mailbox, you're going to turn on the TV, or you're going to open your laptop, but let's pause. Let's pause the differences in race, sex, party, and individual choices to focus on the common will of our freedoms. Let's all be just Americans. Let freedom ring and continue to ring here and across this great country. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. So I want to thank each and every one of you again for being here with us today. And this concludes this portion of the program. I do want to invite everyone to the waterfront room at Silver Birches to join us for a luncheon immediately following the ceremony. But now we ask that everyone please join us at the Semiquincentennial Bell for the official unveiling as we listen to a performance of America the Beautiful by Robin Schneider.
There is the second of just about a handful of semi-quincentennial bronze bells to be dedicated all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, leading up to the 250th anniversary of the founding of this great country, right here at the Hawley Silk Mill. This beautiful bell here, dedicated officially here with so many different people out here, dignitaries local and far, to really kind of bring about a sense of patriotism. And I want to read to you what is written on that bell. Right now, it says, inscribed with these words, "In the fabric of the 19th century, immigrant women and children were essential threads to the industrial economy as they worked in silk mills and factories like this one. Their descendants remain here," and that is absolutely true for how many families worked so hard and labored here in this silk mill here more than several generations ago, 125 plus years ago. And now today, their memories are etched here in this bell, as well as the great welcoming area here that exists outside of the silk mill to create a great place for people to come and celebrate the history and also the future of the United States and what we want to celebrate here today. So again, thank you for joining us here on Pocono Television Network. We are live here from the Hawley Silk Mill for the dedication of the America 250 PA Semiquincentennial Bell. Here again, congratulations to all the Settlers Hospitality folks and to the Pocono Mountains here. Thank you for joining us, and we'll return you back to regular programming.